loves, happy Mother's Day on this beautiful day. I hope that you guys got to sit back, relax, kick your feet up, and really enjoy the day and feel the love that I feel for you guys every single day. I hope that you guys were celebrated in a way that is absolutely amazing for you guys. And I hope that honestly, this is a start to another fantastic, we can't say a year because it's not New Year's, but I just hope that it's another great week for you guys. So let's do that. If you're new here, hi, my name is Mona. Thank you so much for being here with me. I am a tarot reader and I also channel people. I'm a seer. That's the term I like to use. So if you are interested, if you need guidance, if you want any information, you can click the link in my bio. You can follow me on TikTok and Instagram, and you can book a reading with me privately one-on-one so we can go ahead and get your life together if you feel like you need that guidance. Because honestly, that's what I'm here for. In my mind, I do this because I like to help. I want to make sure everybody reaches the goals that they've set for themselves and has the life that they want and deserve. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and see what the energy is for the week, because when we have the energy and we can, Lord, we're going to go ahead and see what the energy is for the week, because when we know what to expect, we can be better prepared. So let's go ahead and run it. I'm using my Social Dilemma Tarot, and then I also have an Oracle deck here. I do have a question though. Please leave your answer down in the comments. Would you guys like to see me separate it by element, like fire signs, water signs, and so forth and so on? Just out of curiosity, because I thought about doing that yesterday, but I haven't done it yet. So, anyways, without further ado, let me know in the comment section. But let's go ahead and see what we need to know for the collective. What is the energy looking like for this week? Ooh, I don't put cards back, even though that flopped out like that. Ooh, excuse me. Yep, confirmation. Okay, so this week we have Women of Currencies, the Emperor, High Priestess. Both are in reverse. I don't know if you guys can see that. The Three of Hearts in reverse, the Six of Wisdoms, the Five of Hearts in reverse as well. I'm gonna shuffle one more time and see if I get anything else that we need. Sorry for the background noise. My child is in the room with me. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we have the additional cards that we have are the Nine of Intuitions in reverse and the Hierophant, which is slanted, and then we have the Three of Currencies as well. Okay, so this week it looks like some of us are coming into some shmoney. Dollar bills, y'all. Pay me, run me my check energy. I like that. It's giving, it feels very like stable, very cohesive. It's a nice little, it's not a lot of running or anxious energy this week, which is really nice to kind of say. It's also not a week of you necessarily having a whole bunch of control or even feeling like you need to have control. But I do want you guys to make sure that you are at least trying to pay attention to your intuition, and paying attention to the signs that you see around you, because some of you guys might have a little bit of a blockage like that this week. If you need to, you can go ahead and take a spiritual bath, a cleanse, to kind of reset the energy for you guys, just because to be in a position to not exactly have access to all of your gifts and all of your abilities might be a little bit more difficult for some of you guys, especially if you're used to having control over situations and you don't necessarily feel like you have that right now. Three of Hearts in reverse, Six of Wisdom in reverse, and the Five of Hearts in reverse. Some of you guys are going to reconcile with somebody you've been in a relationship with. This is giving my ex is coming back, boo, last chance. Final chance, baby! So you might have a visitor coming back. Even the Three of Currencies is out here in reverse. So this, in my opinion, it looks like somebody who you, like, either they cheated on you, or you left them for somebody else, or they left you for somebody else, or just like, it doesn't feel like right timing isn't the right word. It's just like other people's opinions were at play. And that's what caused your relationship to end or fail or separate or whatever however you would like to say it. So I would like you guys to, that's probably where the better judgment and the not being able to trust your intuition or not trusting your intuition part comes into play, especially where they are concerned. it doesn't look like it's necessarily bad. So if you want to kind of have the conversation, because we have 9 of intuitions in the reverse as well. So it's not a lot of stress surrounding the situation either. So if your ex does happen to come back and, you know, smile and wave and say, hey, baby, how you doing? Then it doesn't necessarily look like it's a bad thing right now. But my question for you is, what is it that you are expecting and where would you like to go with this? Because even looking at the cards, we have the Hierophant out here, which is slanted. So there isn't necessarily a decision if you would like to get married, if you want it to be a more traditional relationship, or even if you're going to look at it and have the option or consider having an open relationship kind of energy. So that's the question that you might want to sit with yourself and talk about, or even journal about, and then reread it to yourself. That's a really important thing about journaling. If you're going to journal, make sure that you reread it, because that way it kind of goes into your mind the way that it's supposed to, and you can process the information in the best possible way. Don't just write it out. Write it and read it so that it can really sink in. Again though, it doesn't look terrible. I'm not looking at it like it's a problem, because the way that this looks is there was a lot of healing that had to be done separately. A lot of healing that had to take place amongst yourselves, with your loved ones, or even just kind of sitting and reflecting kind of energy. So it doesn't look like it's a problem. It doesn't look like it's an issue. It doesn't look like it's going to eat you alive. But I do want you to really try your best to sit with it and pay attention to how you are feeling, where you might be feeling certain energies or pains or sensations, and seeing what kind of relationship or thing this can turn into. And if this isn't an ex coming back, then it's still a second chance at a career. But it does look more like a second chance, if it's not a relationship, then with a friend that you might have fallen out with. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't, okay? Let's see what else we need to know about the situation as clarifiers. And I don't have my words of it. Oh, I have another deck we can use for words of encouragement. So let's see. What else we need to know about this situation? Okay, so we've got... Ooh, anything else? Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we have skulls, which is ending. We have balance, yin and yang. We have metamorphosis, butterfly, which actually fell on top of the Hierophant, and then the 9 of intuitions. And then we have lotus flower, which is enlightenment, but that's in reverse. So that's still going to give me the same energy as a Hierophant in reverse. So just still not paying attention to your intuition and not paying attention to where you need to go. So it looks like they would like you to know that in March, sorry, backtrack. Fridays might be significant. March 11th might be significant. September 11th. That's very interesting that this is on this card, because that gives me Tower vibes. Okay. Find your balance in a situation so that you can make a clear, concise decision that is in your best interest. If you need to remove your personal feelings from the endeavor, make sure that you are doing that so that you can be clear in what you should do next, instead of just operating in a space of perhaps and maybe and if I just give it a shot kind of vibes. Doing that will keep you stuck, will keep you stagnant, and honestly can cause you to regress back into old habits and old problems and old ways and old symptoms. And the last thing that we want on this enlightenment journey, and being able to not only accept what you are worth, accepting your value, but even just asking and showing up as your authentic self. Not even asking anymore, just showing up as your authentic self. We don't want you to go back into a space of having to hide who you are, having to hide what you come from and where you come from kind of energy. I would like you to continue to progress and grow and enjoy your life and love on yourself. Love on yourself for me. So just make sure that if you're going to participate in this, which I don't necessarily recommend just based on the other cards, that it's, you know what you're doing, okay? Don't go in with any hopes or false expectations. Go in with a clear, conscious mind. So even if you need to take a couple of days to sit and reflect, do that, okay? That's important. So also 29, 22, 4, and 27 might be significant and important to you, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and do uno mas shuffle and see what your words of encouragement are. And then I'll go ahead and let you get out of here. So let's see what we need to know. I think next week I'll start doing every element. Not this week though. It's Mother's Day and I should be sitting with my feet up eating my tacos. So let's see what we got. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah. Okay. So we have femininity, work for it, and then we have divine channel. Okay? So don't be afraid to be soft this week. Don't be afraid to go with the flow and let things happen. Don't be afraid to let things unfold, okay? And a lot of things... Okay, let's rephrase this. So, even though we're going with the flow, anything worth having is worth working for, okay? But only you are able to decide and determine what that is. And that only comes from when you are being true to yourself, when you are listening to your inner voice, your inner child, your inner teen, your ancestors, your spirit team, your higher self, God in the universe, whomever you connect with. If you aren't doing it from a divine space, a clear space, then you'll have to do more work than necessary. But when you're doing it from a place of softness, instead of trying to force it, when you're doing it from a space of peace and self-actualization, it comes faster. It's easier. But honestly, you get to enjoy it more. There's no unnecessary friction that comes into play when you just allow things to be. So instead of trying to force it, instead of trying to make it, instead of trying to push in such a way that you don't get to enjoy the beautiful transitions that are happening, sit back, relax, breathe, and enjoy, and allow all of the beautiful things to unfold before you. And even if it's uncomfortable, it still has the potential to turn into something absolutely beautiful if you'll let it. That's all I got, loves. So again, happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. I hope that you get to relax, and I'll see you next week.